Today in the show, Chelsea fully agrees the transfer of Emiliano Martínez. At the same time, Xabi Alonso leaves Enzo Fernández out of the squad under pressure from Manchester City, who are simultaneously targeting Alexis Mac Allister. Aston Villa closes Nicolas Jackson and hijacks Rafael Leao, while Fiorentina submits a proposal for Joshua Zirkzee. We talk about all this and much more right now. A transfer conclusion for Manchester United is nearing. Italian side Fiorentina submitted an official proposal to sign 25-year-old Dutch forward Joshua Zirkzee. Negotiations between the clubs are moving rapidly, with executive leadership of the Red Devils and the players' camp currently evaluating details of the offer. The proposed financial setup includes a loan fee of €5 million, full coverage of the players' wages by the Viola, and an option for a permanent purchase. Fiorentina views Zirkzee as a direct replacement for Moise Kean, whose departure to Como is practically a done deal. Beyond Fiorentina, interest in the 25-year-old forward was expressed by Juventus and Como itself, yet the Florentines seized the initiative ahead of the deadline. A move to Italy gives Zirkzee an opportunity to revive his career in Serie A, where he previously registered 11 goals in 34 matches for Bologna. At Manchester United, following his €43 million purchase in 2024, the forward failed to lock down a starting spot, scoring just 9 goals in 75 appearances over 2 seasons. Should Zirkzee's exit be finalized, Manchester United will immediately enter the market to arrange a loan for a new central forward before the deadline. However, it is not ruled out that if United fails to find a swift loan on favorable financial terms, the club might refrain from purchasing a replacement for Zirkzee altogether, relying instead on Benjamin Šeško, Matheus Cunha, and Brian Mbeumo. The transfer saga surrounding one of the world's most charismatic goalkeepers has officially concluded. Chelsea fully agreed the signing of 33-year-old Argentine Aston Villa goalkeeper Emiliano "DIBU" Martínez. The total compensation sum proved highly realistic, coming in at just £7.5 million. Martinez signed a 2-year contract with the London club through the summer of 2028, featuring an option to extend for an additional season until 2029. The swift resolution of this deal came as a direct consequence of events from the Premier League opener against Fulham. Costly errors by starting goalkeeper Robert Sanchez forced London head coach Xabi Alonso to act immediately. Top executives at Chelsea fully believe in the potential of 21-year-old Belgian Mike Penders, yet Alonso considered it far too risky to throw the young prospect straight into immediate title contention. The experienced Martinez will serve as an ideal bridge for the coming 2 seasons, supplying the squad with a winning mentality and charisma in decisive matches without blocking Penders' long-term development. For Aston Villa itself, this transfer represents a logical conclusion to a long farewell. The Argentine sought to change clubs since last summer, and following victory in the Europa League, his entourage accelerated talks with Juventus. The Birmingham side reacted immediately, purchasing Zion Suzuki from Parma as their new number 1. However, after the unexpected collapse of a move to Turin, Martinez found himself in a complex situation, training away from Unai Emery's primary group. A sale for £7.5 million allowed Aston Villa to instantly clear their wage bill and permanently settle their goalkeeping picture. In parallel with resolving their goalkeeping situation, Chelsea completed another signing for the future. The London club reached a verbal agreement with Italian side Atalanta for the transfer of 18-year-old left-footed defender Honest Ahanor. The overall financial structure of the deal is valued at £40 million. The parties are currently preparing official legal documentation, after which the 18-year-old player will receive clearance to fly to London for a medical examination. Thanks to excellent relations between executive teams who closed a deal for Marco Palestra earlier this summer, negotiations proceeded smoothly. The versatile 18-year-old defender, capable of performing as a left-sided central defender or covering the entire left flank, scored 2 goals in 35 matches for Atalanta last season, while earning a debut for the Italy national team. Currently, Chelsea's sporting department and Xabi Alonso are deciding the optimal career progression for Ahenor, keeping him in the first team for the 2026 to 2027 season, sending him out on a year-long loan to secure regular playing time. Deadline drama at the end of August is reaching peak intensity. Manchester City is preparing a massive final assault on the market under Enzo Maresca. The prime target for the citizens remains 25-year-old Argentine Chelsea midfielder Enzo Fernández. The player gave a final green light to the move to Manchester early in the week and is personally pushing to reunite with Maresca, under whom he played his finest football. Tellingly, London head coach Xabi Alonso left Fernandez completely out of the matchday squad for the recent League Cup fixture against Luton Town, officially confirming, "This was my own decision," agreed with the club. "We must be prepared for any scenario as the deadline approaches." Chelsea insists on a firm valuation of £120 million sterling for the midfielder and will agree to a sale only on condition that the generated funds permit an immediate reinforcement of the squad. Due to a complex negotiation process and the lack of a swift breakthrough from the Londoners, Manchester City has probed the ground for an alternative central midfield option, 27-year-old Liverpool midfielder Alexis Mac Allister. The citizens made an official inquiry to ascertain the financial demands and terms of a potential move for the Argentine, should the Fernandez deal hit a complete dead end. Beyond this, 27-year-old Liverpool winger Cody Gakpo remains on Manchester City's shortlist to reinforce the attack. Against the backdrop of active interest in the Dutchman from Tottenham Hotspur, the Manchester club maintains constant contact with his entourage, evaluating options to assemble their attacking unit before the transfer window shuts. Friends, if you've watched up to this point, please subscribe to the channel. It takes no effort from you, but it means the world to us for growing the channel. Thank you, and let's keep moving. Aston Villa officially completed the signing of 25-year-old Senegalese Chelsea forward Nicolas Jackson. The overall financial package of the deal stands at £65 million sterling, with £47.5 million paid to the Londoners up front. Birmingham head coach Unai Emery personally insisted on signing the forward, as he knows his potential well from their shared time at Villarreal, where he scored 13 goals prior to moving to Chelsea for £32 million in 2023. Overall, for the Londoners, Jackson registered 30 goals in 81 matches, while spending the 2025 to 2026 season on loan at Bayern Munich, winning his first Bundesliga title. This transfer marks the third transaction between the clubs this summer, following Morgan Rogers' move to Chelsea for a record £117 million sterling and Alejandro Garnacho's loan. Immediately after closing the Jackson deal, Aston Villa entered the home stretch to sign 27-year-old Portuguese Milan winger Rafael Leao. Although Milan accepted an offer from Istanbul side Galatasaray worth €45 million plus €5 million in add-ons, and the Turkish club put forward a lavish salary between 10 and 12 million euros net per year, Leao himself turned down that path. The decisive factor became the Portuguese player's firm desire to perform in the Premier League and direct communication with Unai Emery. The player accepted a lower offer from Villa, around 7 to 8 million euros net per year, for the sake of moving to Villa Park. Assisted by agent Jorge Mendes, the clubs are finalizing a permanent transfer for 50 million euros or a loan for 8 million euros with a compulsory 42 million euro buyout. Purchasing Jackson and Leao will serve as the final chord in a major attacking overhaul for the Birmingham side, following the sale of Ollie Watkins to Saudi Al Hilal for £50 million. Italian side Napoli made an official inquiry to Newcastle United regarding a potential loan for 24-year-old German forward Nick Woltemade. The Neapolitans are seeking reinforcements before the transfer window closes and are simultaneously considering 20-year-old Chelsea forward Mark Guiu, who is currently viewed as a far simpler potential transaction. The situation surrounding the 198-centimeter Germany national team forward appears highly ambiguous. Just last year, on August 30th, 2025, Newcastle United completed a marquee transfer for Woltemade from Stuttgart for a record 75 million euros, However, the German's adaptation at St. James's Park proved difficult. In his debut 2025 to 2026 season, Woltemade scored 7 goals and provided 3 assists in 31 Premier League matches, registering 11 goals in 48 appearances across all competitions overall. New Magpies head coach Matthias Gsell granted the forward a chance to prove his quality during preseason preparation, testing him in both number 10 and number 9 roles. In the current 2026 to 2027 season, Woltemade featured in official matches, yet failed to secure a stable starting spot. The final decision on whether to send the €75 million player out on loan or retain him for rotation rests entirely in the hands of Newcastle United management and Matthias Gsell.